this it? There we go. All right, guys, welcome to the channel, guys. Listen, I'm gonna jump right into it, and I'm gonna start about Manny Pacquiao. Yes, Manny Pacquiao, the living legend that is currently fighting in boxing. Not only still currently fighting in boxing, but he is taking on young guns in boxing. Adrian Broner, Keith Thurman, and now Earl Spence Jr. Listen, guys, he fought the old guns, the mid guns, the new guns, the used guns, the setup guns, the layup guns. And now he is taking on these young, right? Started off with Adrian Broner, then Keith Thurman, and now Earl Spence Jr. Hashtag man down, hashtag the truth. And we're gonna find out if the truth, or if Manny Pacquiao can let us know. There's a little Filipino lie in there. But listen, somebody is trying to get in between that. And I put an article up, haven't got a chance to read it, but I said, hey, this got to help me with this story. Let's get into it. Manny Pacquiao faces lawsuit saying he veered from Mikey Garcia for Errol Spence Jr. Basically, he left negotiating for the Mikey Garcia fight in favor of fighting Errol Spence Jr. All right, now let me take the article, go down just a little bit. Let's see what they got. All right, let's see here. Powerful Combat Sports manager Adi has filed a breach of contract lawsuit against 8th Division boxing champion Manny Pacquiao, seeking to recoup a $3.3 million advance and requesting an injunction to stop Manny Pacquiao. They got it as August the 21st, I think it's 24th. Welterweight title fight against Earl Spence Jr. Not only do they want the 3.3, but they want to stop him from fighting Earl Spence Jr. The fight that literally came out of nowhere, that we didn't think was going to happen, and now out of nowhere, it might be stopped. I don't know. And I tell you one thing. If this group is suing Pacquiao for breach of contract, and they some kind of way sue him and prevent the Earl Spence Jr. fight, to me, that sounds like Earl Spence Jr. can now sue Manny Pacquiao for a breach of contract because he has something in sign writing as well. But listen, we don't know how this is going to go right now. We do know, like a lot of people happen, when you're rich and you got money, and listen, I was say T-Dub, I would say T-Dub is none of those. T-Dub is definitely not rich, but T-Dub has a little bread. Not a lot, a little bread. You know, I got the bread that the pigeons pick up. You know, I don't got the whole loaf. I got a couple of crumbs here and there, and I try to make it do what it do. All right, so let's see. Let's get that. Okay, yeah, Manny Pacquiao seeking to recoup. Not Manny Pacquiao. Lawsuit against 8th Division boxing champion Manny Pacquiao, seeking to recoup 3.3 million. Request an injunction to stop Pacquiao scheduled August 21st welterweight title fight against Earl Spence Jr. Tar, I guess the name of the person who's suing him. Southern California-based agency Paradigm Sports manages UFC. I guess they manage Conor McGregor. Claims in lawsuit filed in Orange County that he was negotiating with Pacquiao to meet 4th Division champion Mikey Garcia. Lawsuit, a copy of which obtained now. Okay, let's see. Wikipedia, Pacquiao Association, including the fathers, and all that, blah, 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 blah. Hey, okay, is this something good right here? Pacquiao back to Powerful Boxing Management, Al Heyman, PBC, and he signed to fight unbeaten WBC IBF champion Spence in pay-per-view bout to take place at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Just when Paradigm was at the cusp of establishing itself as a major player in boxing. Guys, do he have a real lawsuit or not? Let's keep going. We got the article up, right? Let's keep going. Does he have a lawsuit? I don't know. Now, I tell you this right here. I don't know a lot about law, but a lot of it, to me, some of it is clear cut, and a lot of it is in the writing. But the main thing about writing, if it's in the writing or not in the writing, what did you sign? If it's really about the signature. It's about the signature. Now there are interviews out there of Mikey Garcia saying, "Listen, I'm in deep negotiation with Manny Pacquiao. Right now, we have not signed. There's still a few things that we want to iron out, so we sent it back over. But to me, it sounded like they've been negotiating, and everything was almost done. It was almost done, and then out of nowhere, it looks like Manny Pacquiao went the Errol Spence Jr. route. So before I jump back to the article that I have know nothing about, and see if I can dig for any more information, let me get the thoughts off the top of my cranium right now. If how do I say this? If they are just working on it, right? And they going back and forth. And it really doesn't matter if they are an inch away from everybody being at 100%. If they all do not agree to what is exactly in writing, and they both have signed to what's exactly in writing, then you don't have a contract. You don't. It's just how it is. You don't have a contract. Remember, guys, Deontay Wilder was set to fight Tyson Fury a long time ago, right? After the first fight, they were negotiating for the second fight. And listen, they said, listen, we're almost there, right? Remember that Tyson Fury said, we're almost there. We just got to work out I think he said, the referee and the location. So we're thinking, okay, this is almost good. And then what happened? Out of nowhere, Tyson Fury jumps, ships, goes to ESPN, and he doesn't even fight Deontay Wilder. Next, has 2 more fights before they have their epic second fight. And it's an effort to interfere with Manny Pacquiao's upcoming mega fight. And it can and will fail for numerous reasons. Oh, they think it's going to fail. Oh, this is Manny Pacquiao attorney. Okay, see, I'm just into it. Manny Pacquiao attorney said, listen, they're just trying to interfere with this fight, and it's going to fail and will fail in many reasons. Listen, the real time that you can really argue about a contract is when both parties sign and somebody trying to abandon the contract, right? For example, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, they both have signed, signatures there. So the only thing to debate was what was actually in the contract. Was Wilder entitled to a third based on the contract and writing signed? Or was Fury able to get out of it based on contract signed? Deontay Wilder won. Here's the third fight coming. Whatever happens, happy cap. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of people happy and a lot of people pissed off after that fight, no matter who wins. But in this case right here, Manny Pacquiao, it doesn't sound, I could be wrong, it sounds like they were close to agreeing, but not quite. Well, in this case, from what it sounds like is that Mikey and Manny Pacquiao was going back and forth for some time. And guys, the reason a lot of times these fighters don't just sign deals quickly is because a lot of time they are talking to 2 or 3 people at one time. Now, what have we heard about Manny Pacquiao? What have we heard about? Pacquiao is going to fight Conor McGregor. That was up in the air. Pacquiao is going to fight Ryan Garcia. That was up in the air. Now we got Pacquiao taking on Errol Spence Jr. and Pacquiao trying to fight Mikey Garcia. Many of us, including myself, thought it was going to be Mikey Garcia was going to get this fight. I thought it was. I thought there was no way on this God-given green earth that Pacquiao was going to fight Errol Spence Jr. When you're talking about a shocker, Blanca, street fighter, this got me. Here's the thing. Manny Pacquiao is being sued. And let me give you this what else. It sounds like Mikey Garcia, this is me, sounds like Mikey Garcia was working with this company called Paradigm, right? And Paradigm also had another star that they worked for, that they managed, was Conor McGregor. Mikey got them to try to work with getting Pacquiao. It sounded like they were pretty close to agreeing. At least on a couple of occasions, Mikey Garcia admitted that he did not completely agree. He didn't. It sounded like Mikey didn't sign all the things on his own end, but they was pretty close. They had a couple of things they got to iron out before they can actually seal the deal. Well, and Manny Pacquiao pulled out the deal. Whenever they got back a counter offer, let's say for Mikey's team, Manny Pacquiao didn't like it. Probably like the Errol Spence Jr. fight better, maybe even get more money. So he said, you know what? If you don't agree to what I sent you last, and that's not what you're going to sign to, then hey, I'm going to take my ball and I'm going to go to a different court and I'm going to play. And that's when he went over. Now he's fighting Errol Spence Jr. Well, as a result of Paradigm not actually getting or making the fight between Manny Pacquiao and Mikey Garcia, sound like Mikey Garcia have left the company. So the champion, the company, like, dang it, man, that was a big star. We got Conor, but we needed this other big star. We lost him. We gotta sue Manny Pacquiao. He wasted our time. He wasted our time because we was negotiating for a long time, and he didn't fight the guy we wanted to fight. Well, listen, it doesn't matter if you negotiate 2 months, you negotiate for 6 years. At the end of it, if you do not agree, and you don't sign it, then I don't think you got a deal. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Guys, listen, man, I could be wrong. Remember, it's all in the writing. It's all, we don't know who signed what. I'm going off of just thoughts and some videos, but when it comes down to the behind the doors, I don't got that fly on the wall to talk to me. Hit the like button. If they prevent this Pacquiao versus Spence, some people consider this the passing of the torch. And now we can have Pacquiao potentially passing to Errol Spence Jr. Pacquiao proving that, like the Terminator said, I'm old, but I'm not obsolete. And he beat the young gun. And he stands on top of another generation of boxers that he shouldn't be fighting in. And he ruled like the Highlander. There can only be one.